the consumer with the supply. So we have to have, I think the biggest wake-up call for government, especially the German government, ought to be now sit together, bring everybody who can bring something to the table together in a concerted action and make a plan for 2030. How will the war impact today? How are we going to get the grid in place so that we have today's resources connected? In peak times, the sun shines in the south and the wind blows in the north. We do have more renewable generation capacity already than the whole country needs. But if that is not connected, a bad idea. So think about what's relevant, what's important, what's very urgent, and what can be done at a later stage. And then I believe we have a plan which we can execute in a meaningful way. And that's been missing for years.
Ukrainian friends, who of course are full members of the European family, and we want to say to them that we will stand by them and mobilize very quickly in order to strengthen the links that we have with the population of Ukraine, and we will also be there to support their choices on their path, which is a European path. We have also had the opportunity to discuss the way in which Europe can embark upon the agenda of sovereignty. Let me quickly run through the three pillars that we have today set out in the declaration. We are looking to the future in this way to give an impetus to the European project, to make it a committed and robust one. First of all, we have the question of energy. This is not new today, this challenge of energy. We decided to embark upon climate neutrality by 2050, and the idea is to move towards greater independence while facing the humanitarian challenges. And there are a number of points that we want, obviously, to deal with. First of all, it's the question of prices and the impact for families throughout Europe, and also for businesses. A question of dependence, which is too great. That's what we're seeing today, particularly our dependence on Russia. And we're pursuing that ambition. We want to release ourselves from that dependency so that we can act as best we can in line with our own interests, in line with our objectives. And obviously, for the next winter, we need a particular plan. Now, all of this is agreed on by the Council, together with the Commission, which is going to be following up on our work here. And this is a very consistent agenda that has been initiated. Secondly, the question of defense and security. Defense Europe, we've been talking about this for a long time. Some progress has already been made, but there's no denying the fact that 2 weeks ago we woke up in a different Europe, in a different world. We can't deny the fact that the actions taken over the last few days, in fact, consecrate the emergence of a European defense. It has formally been initiated through the meeting today in Versailles. And we have now an operational strategy in which we will identify the actions and investments that are going to be necessary. We've also identified how it's going to be possible to roll out a European industrial base, taking on board the different challenges, that of cybersecurity, that of space, for instance, just to cite two examples. So there too, there's a timeline, an agenda that's been set. That's a mission for the Commission, and progress will be made further. Third point that I'd like to mention, the importance of consolidating our economic base. Europe is there to work in the interest of peace, security and prosperity as an economic pillar, in other words. So it's up to us, it's up to our generation to take decisions today that are going to make that economic base far more robust, far more resilient. And here I can refer to what we've done in the area of health. We've seen with COVID how important it is to coordinate even further There's also the ambition linked to the semiconductors, chips, raw materials, critical materials, and of course the vital need to continue to be committed to innovation, particularly technological innovation. So just in a few words, that's what I can say about these very significant decisions that have been taken today. And there's a real awareness shared by all of the leaders of Europe here in Versailles. We're all aware of the importance of the moment that we're living through and the decisions that we're taking, not just for tomorrow and the next few months, but for coming generations. We must move towards peace, prosperity, and security. These are the challenges we must pick up so that we can see tangible results. More independence, more sovereignty, less fragility, and a greater ability to determine our own fate for the European Union. We'll have the opportunity to come back to the implementation of all of these measures because it's in the European Council in Brussels in 2 weeks' time. We'll be taking a look at energy and other issues. We also intend, before the June summit, to have an extraordinary summit, which means we'll be able to take a look again at security and defense. So once again, I'd like to thank President Macron for having brought us here today in Versailles at such a symbolic place, symbolic moment. It's the heart of European history. And yesterday and today, we came together to carry through this ambition for Europe. Thank you.
Merci Charles, merci Emmanuel.